So I'm particularly disappointed in the outcome of this Vinicius Jr. to Arsenal saga, not because I'm an Arsenal fan, but because I think Vinicius Jr. has not shown himself as who he is. He has not shown himself as a brave person, kind of a coward in a way. And this is the reason why I say that. This is not the first time we're seeing this kind of situation where a top player in a top club starts to feel like he's not appreciated, and the decision they took ended up shaping the rest of their career. So let's talk about Ousmane Dembele. Case study, classic case study. Ousmane Dembele was a player for Barcelona, and for several reasons, he felt unappreciated in Barcelona. He knew his worth, he knew his abilities, he knew what he could do, and he was just not being appreciated by the Barcelona team and the Barcelona management. What did he do? He moved to a club called PSG, and not just single-handedly, he wasn't single-handedly the one that did it, but he was very instrumental in turning PSG into a superstar club. At the time, PSG had never won the Champions League. He came in there, the club built the attack around him, the team around him actually in general. And what did he end up achieving? So as of now, 2 Champions League trophies and multiple, both European and local French trophies. He's now won, I think, the first Ballon d'Or, and he's still in contention for another Ballon d'Or. That is how real superstars show up. He's not the only one. Yaya Toure was playing for Barcelona as well, felt unappreciated, moved to Manchester City. It coincided around the time, Pep Guardiola, even though Pep Guardiola was not a fan of Yaya Toure, but he came to Manchester City that were actually an average team in the Premier League, turned them into a superstar team, won several Premier League titles and multiple domestic titles. He had left before they won the Champions League, but that's a classic case of a player who came to the Premier League, proved himself, and became who he was. He ended up being a top player what he would never have achieved if he remained at Barcelona. We've seen this time and time again. We've seen the likes of Mesut Ozil leave Real Madrid and come to Arsenal, even though he did not win big things, but at least he made a name for himself. Now, look at somebody like Vinicius Jr., very talented. It is clear that by staying in Madrid, he will never be the man. If ever Madrid, say for example, this season Madrid win the La Liga, Copa del Rey and the Champions League, just like they've done in a few seasons in the past, the person who will be given all the accolades is actually Mbappe. He has almost practically 0 chance of winning a Ballon d'Or right now. By signing a 6-year deal extension at Madrid, he has practically ruled himself out of any Ballon d'Or. Because as it stands right now, he cannot outshine Mbappe. It's not going to happen. So it just speaks to his ambition, personally. If you ask me, he not deciding to take the Arsenal offer. Arsenal offered him a red carpet move to the Premier League, become the star man. Arsenal are this close to winning the Champions League. They are very likely to retain their league title, Premier League title. You are in a position to redefine a new era for Arsenal as this top man, as a superstar guy. Arsenal were willing to spend the money. Arsenal are willing to back him. Already, Arsenal have a very good team, one of the best defense in Europe. As of this moment, one of the best midfield in Europe. And all they needed to do was to add a little piece to the attack, and Arsenal would be one of the top teams competing again for the Champions League. He chose to stay. Well, we can't question his decision. It's ultimately up to him. Actually, coming to Arsenal will have earned him more money because Arsenal are actually offering him 100% of his image rights and even more wages in his weekly wages. So that's his decision. He has chosen to stay in his comfort zone. But what I don't want to hear in the next couple of weeks is that the fans are attacking him or he's trying to, there's always going to be rifts in the Madrid dressing room. And Jose Mourinho is not that kind of coach that looks at, backing players. He's the kind of coach that looks at results. And if you're not giving him the results, he's going to put you on the bench. So if that happens next season, I don't want no whining around, he's not being treated well, because I don't think anybody will sympathize with him if he starts all that tantrum. Anyway, that said, the other issue I want to talk about is, talk around Zubimendi being linked to Real Madrid and potentially even Chelsea. Personally, I think Arsenal have a very balanced midfield. With the way Arsenal went last season, with multiple games to be played, the likes of Declan Rice, even if we decide to play Declan Rice and, Gimenez at the same time, at some point, if we start Rice and Gimenez in every game, both of them will need to rest. And that's where the likes of Skelly and Zubimendi come in. But if we sell Zubimendi, the only holding midfielder we have is now Lamans Lewis Kelly, who is not even very experienced in that position. So it would be a very bad idea to let go of Zubimendi. That's my personal opinion, because you will have solved one problem and then you've created another one. So you have a backup for Declan Rice, but then what happens when, we have injuries to that's your backup, who is Gimenez? Because if Gimenez is playing starting with Declan Rice, or even if he's even sitting on the bench, then you're playing Skelly. Now, if Skelly gets an injury, who is going to back him up? Who's going to be that player coming in as a proper holding midfielder? Don't forget that Skelly is just deputizing in midfield and he's still learning the ropes. So selling him for me is a terrible, terrible idea, because now you're going to look for a cheap option as backup again. So it just weakens the midfield. Now that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments about potential replacement in attack. I'm hearing Arsenal are linked to the likes of Kenan Yildiz. I love the guy. He's good. He's not the A-star signing we're looking for, but he will do for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm hearing rumors from reliable sources that Arsenal still going to spend on at least 2 attacking players, and 1 major player in the team might be leaving. I don't know who that would be. I don't know if it's Martinelli or even to be Mendy. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about who we're likely going to sign, who will be a good player to jump in and elevate the game. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. I'm out.